Deputy Clare Daly.
Thanks, Count Corlin. We appreciate that advice and are very aware of our responsibilities in that regard, and anything we say can be absolutely backed up. Taoiseach, I believe that we are at a crossroads in this country in terms of the future operation of An Garda Síochana. Now, we've been told that former Minister Shatter's resignation was triggered by the Gearan report, a report that we haven't seen, but that you've said is an incredibly lengthy one. But we do largely know what it contains. It contains allegations of serious Garda malpractice, a failure to investigate serious crimes which led to appalling tragedies for families around this state, families which still have not had justice. And of course it also deals with the horrendous treatment of the man who tried to blow the whistle and put the spotlight on these issues, Sergeant Maurice McCabe. And it's ironic that as the Taoiseach made the announcement yesterday about Minister Shatter departing, Maurice McCabe was in the middle of the hearing of his complaint against senior officers for the bullying and intimidation that he's experiencing and his inability to do his job as a result of the continued denial of that man to the pulse system. And I think there is an irony in that, because when Maurice McCabe raised the allegations that are at the heart of the Gearan report over 5 years ago, he was dismissed, ridiculed, vilified and transferred out of the station where he worked. Now, the people who investigated that inside An Garda Síochana are still there, and they are at the upper echelons of that organisation. This is a serious problem, and the idea that reforming An Garda Síochana can be done with any of the Assistant Commissioner or Commissioner rank that is there at the moment, to me, would defy any serious logic. Now, our experience, sadly, is that the allegations of Maurice McCabe have been replicated all around the country, with particular pockets, I would say, of areas where there have been huge problems with the operation of the Gardaí in Limerick, West Cork, Tullamore and so on. But I don't believe that Minister Shatter just resigned over the Gearan report. I believe it relates to a long litany of mishandling of serious issues, his consistent efforts to downplay and minimise those very serious concerns, his repeated attempts to denigrate those who tried to raise the issue, not just deputies in the House, critically the whistleblowers, but also, I would say, GSOC and others. Now, we have 2 commissions of investigations about to happen. We potentially have a third one with the Cook report, which to my mind is probably the most serious one of all, with the bugging of GSOC. And I think we have to say, is this the way forward? Multiple commissions about various aspects. You know, I've no personal animosity towards Minister Shatter. I've no preconceived notions about how Deputy Fitzgerald will operate, because it's not about individuals. It's about, does the Fine Gael party have an attitude and an appetite to deal with reform? Because up to now you haven't. You've backed the Minister up at every single failed effort he has made to downplay and minimise. We need a root and branch review of An Garda Síochana for the first time in the history of the state, to develop a modern police service, not a police force, a modern police service that operates in a transparent and accountable way to deal with those who are still suffering from the crimes of the past, but also to point a better way forward for the future.